guys. So I just wanted to share my birthing story because usually I record everything and I haven't in a very long time. And, you know, the birthing story is something I do want to remember. So I figured I'd talk about it, and if anybody else is going to experience that shortly, I'm sure you're doing your research as I did. I watched a ton of videos, and it really helped me be prepared for it and not be scared and things like that. I'm using my phone to record this, so sorry if it's not edited or anything like that. I couldn't get my iMovie and my Mac, my editing software to work, so sorry. I'll try to do this in one shot. Mari was born on February 10th. I was trying to go all natural. I was telling myself I will do it, I'll be fine. And what I don't like is when people are like, oh, you're a bigger person if you go natural, you failed if you took drugs or something. That's ridiculous. It's a very painful thing, and I don't think that anybody that does do it naturally is better than anybody else. It's just your pain tolerance. It doesn't make you better. It doesn't make you worse. It doesn't matter. I was going to try to go natural just to see. I'm stubborn, and I wanted to see, how bad the pain got and things like that. I knew this after because I was checked, but I don't know where to start. I was induced, so I don't really have a story where the cramps started or anything like that. So I'm gonna just jump right into it. I was induced. And people say the contractions get more intense than going naturally. I think that's true. The doctor also told me that was true because they're, kind of being forced on your body instead of your body doing it over time. Some people take days. I did it in a couple hours, you know what I mean? So it's intense. And sorry, I'm not looking into the camera. It's different being on a phone. So I started feeling the cramps. I went in at 11 o'clock. Around 12, they started very softly. They just feel like cramping. Really slightly, and it gets harder and harder and harder as the hours go by. By 4 o'clock, this is what I was saying before, I was 10 centimeters, so I was fully dilated when I got the epidural. And I say that because I got checked right after. That's what I was saying a little bit ago. So I was experiencing full-on contractions. Oh my God, do they hurt. I tried this drug first, like a twilight drug it's called. Oh man, I was telling my family to get their cameras out and record me because it was really silly. It really literally feels like you're in a different world. Like, there's people around you, but you just you're not in the room. It's weird. You're trapped in your head. And I don't mean that in a bad way, trapped in your head. It feels okay, but it's weird. And then the contractions feel more like a sensation instead of pain. So that was cool. I don't like drugs though. So I hate feeling, weird. So I didn't want to take another dose. So as scared as I was of the epidural, I've had back problems my whole life. When I was little, I hurt myself on a trampoline, so I have a disc problem in my lower back. So that was my number one reason for not getting the epidural. I was extremely terrified of the epidural because I already have a bad lower back and I didn't want to get paralyzed. All these bad things were in my head and I was terrified. So when I was experiencing the full-on contractions after the twilight drug disappeared, I did not want the twilight drug again, and the pain was so bad I felt like I was going to be sick. A lot of my friends had gotten sick when I talked to them about their stories. They had gotten sick. I didn't, but I'm surprised I didn't. Oh God, it was painful. There was a moment where I was wondering how my body could have that much pain without dying. So, not to scare you if you're trying to go naturally, I just can't, I can't stand that amount of pain. So that's just me. A lot of people can. My mom had me and my brother completely naturally because she was so scared of the epidural. So you know what? It's definitely doable. I just couldn't do it. It was very painful to me, so I decided to beg for the epidural last minute. And some doctors do it to a certain point. So if you know, maybe if I was in a different hospital when they saw that I was 10 centimeters, they probably wouldn't have given it to me. I don't know why. I stayed perfectly still during the whole process. You don't feel it at all. He numbs it. You literally don't feel it. Plus, with all that pain you're feeling, I don't even remember the needle. I don't. Like, even if you put a numbing agent with a needle, I don't remember, because it's so more painful than a needle that you really don't. I didn't feel anything. So I stood still. It was very hard to stay still when a wave of contraction hits you, especially at 10 centimeters, but I did it because I was so desperate for the pain to go away. So it wasn't that bad. I mean, it's bad in the moment, but once the epidural was put in, I wished I'd gotten it sooner. So I don't want to get pregnant again, God forbid. This was an unplanned blessing, but if I do get pregnant again, I will definitely get the epidural, like, right away. So you don't feel anything. I was also scared of the catheter that they put in, but again, you're totally, completely numb. You really don't feel anything. It's crazy. I was so nervous I would feel it, and I'm just like, you know, I think it's weird that a drug can numb you, but it really numbs you. You don't feel squat. So I was happy with that decision. Please shut the video if you're squeamish. I'm going to go into a little more detail just because for someone that's having a baby, I wanted to know all this, so I'm just going to say it on camera. So if you're squeamish, please turn the video off. I'm going to go into a little bit of detail about the actual birth. So, bye. If you stayed, cool. All right, so around 9 o'clock, I started pushing. So I rested for like 4 hours, 5 hours. I was just resting. I slept a little bit. People were in the room. You're allowed to have 4 people in the room, and I did. I did not think that I was going to have that many people in the room. I was like, I'm gonna just have myself in here and my boyfriend, you know, and my mom. That's it, just 2 people. My best friend just showed up, which was very, very sweet. And my mom's best friend came, which her daughter doesn't have a child yet, so she, you know, has never experienced it and doesn't know if her daughter's having a baby or when, so she wanted to experience it. So we're all very close, and plus I was drugged up, but I didn't mind at all. I thought I would, and then I didn't. When it came time to push, I was like, no, this is cool, all right. So they stayed, and it was really nice to have that support, actually. A lot of people are against that. Not the best friend that was there, I have a best friend up north. I'm from Boston. And she is very squeamish with that, wants to be private with it. I think it's a beautiful thing, and I didn't mind having them experience it with me. So they were there, but some people are different, so, you know, do whatever makes you feel comfortable. It's your moment, so I really don't care what other people do. That was just what I did. And so when she was born, pushing was the hardest. I did not think you had to push that hard. Holy cow, man. They aren't kidding. Like, you push down like crazy, and I will let you know that it does. Before I got the epidural, this is why I know, it feels like you're going to go number 2. And I really thought I was going to. Like, I told the nurse, I was like, I need to push. It's weird. It's like you have to push all of a sudden. It's like you get this sensation where your body doesn't let you not push. Like, but it feels like you have to go to the bathroom. It's weird. So that was before I got the epidural. I'm glad I got the epidural because I don't know how I'd feel taking a theoretical number 2 on a table for people to stare at me. You know what I mean? It's just weird, but that's the sensation that you get. So I'm glad I got the medicine so I didn't feel that way. I think it would have been weird. So I was just pushing very, very hard. Holy crap. Like, they aren't kidding when they say to rest up and you need energy. It is tough. You push like 3 times. You try to push 3 times in one contraction, and hold the pushes as long as you can. So I tore. I had an episiotomy, actually. She cut me to get the baby out. And, you know, they saw the head and everything like that, but the baby's head, if it stays in the canal too long, it can, you know, get smushed, because the baby is essentially getting smushed as it goes through you. Because I'm like, how is it going to fit through me? I'm small. I'm 4'11". I'm 103 pounds usually when I'm not pregnant. So, I mean, I'm post-pregnant right now, so I still have a little bit of weight on me, but usually I'm 103. So I was like, how's this baby gonna fit through me? Blah. But yeah, so she did cut me. It wasn't that bad though. It was there's like 5 degree or something. I was a 3rd degree, I don't know, 3rd degree laceration. Seeing the baby was weird. At first, when they put it on my chest, I was thinking it was going to be like some miracle. Oh my god, baby is crying. That wasn't me. I was like weirded out. I was like, there's a person on my chest like that I've never seen her face before, you know, so it was weird. And I just felt really displaced, like it was all fake. And then the next day, when I was healing, I went to sleep. I was so tired and starving after. I was hanging out with the baby in the daytime, and it started to get unreal. And like as the time goes by, it gets more and more unreal, and your love for your child grows. That's what it was for me anyway. Some people are like loving their kid when it's in their belly. I'm like, I don't know you yet. So I'm weird. I was weird about it, but now I, have that parental love that is like no other, and it grows with you. It just gets stronger and stronger for some people. So if you do feel kind of awkward at first, don't feel like it's weird or, this is wrong, or it's not. I felt the same way, and some of us, it just takes time, and it will grow. So then, I don't know, healing was okay. You have like medicine they give you to put on it if you get cut, and it burns. You just run water on it with a squeezy thing. They give you like a water bottle. And that's the other thing I would have wished I'd known. The doctors didn't tell me this, but when I first got up to pee the first time when I was healing, I couldn't. So it was really scary because I was like, oh my God, I don't want them to have to put a catheter in when I can feel it. So I got really nervous, but so I called the nurse, and she said it was normal. I'm like, why didn't someone tell me this before? I was so scared. So if you can't use the restroom, don't worry about it. It comes. It's just because your muscles have been severely strained. And it does get better. My baby is 8.5 weeks, so 2.5 weeks almost. 2.5 months almost. God, still have pregnancy brain after. It doesn't go away. And she's sleeping right now, and I'm still on maternity leave. I had about 3 months that I could take, so I was excited by that. And I go back to work next week, which kind of stinks, but gotta make that money. And yeah, I guess that's all I really wanted to share about it. If you have any more questions, leave it in the comments below, and I will be sure to get back to you, even though I'm sure, you guys are like, disappeared, my followers, because it's been so long since I've made any type of video ever. So, I will talk to you guys soon. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something, and good luck on your adventures of mommyhood. All right, ciao.